Okay, I think I'm there. Hi. I was just making sure that everything was on properly. Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Carly Bell, and I love to get together with y'all on Friday nights for a little something we call Sip and Stitch, which are live machine embroidery tutorials. So thank you for everyone who's joining me tonight. Sorry, I am a little, you know me, I'm all over the place. That's nothing new. So I hope everyone is having a good night. Hi Star, hi Carol and Brenda. Thank you so much for moderating. Hi Delia and Leslie. Hi, I'm so happy y'all are here. I love Fridays. Y'all know I love Fridays. So I'm gonna give everyone a few minutes to hop on and join us, but I thank you all for being here. I hope you've all had a good week. So hi Linda, hi Rhonda, hi Deb. So as I said a minute ago, if you're new here, my name is Carly Bell and I love machine embroidery. It's one of my favorite ways to craft. I love to craft a lot of ways, but machine embroidery is my favorite. So I am really excited for tonight's project. I'm also super duper excited to tell y'all a little bit about something that I've been working on for a few months now, kind of behind the scenes. So as you know, I've been working on technology. Technology is starting to become my friend, kind of a little bit. I'm getting better and better. I'm learning and learning. So I finally think that I have a decent setup for my lives now, so that y'all can see all the things without getting car sick. And another type of technology I've been working on is my website. So I started my website about 3.5 years ago, and it was just supposed to be a place to share, you know, projects that we did around the house and my crafting, and then, you know, it's definitely taken a turn to being all crafting. But I've been wanting to jazz it up and reorganize it, because that's another one of my passions, is organizing. And I wanted to make it a lot easier for people to navigate through the website and find what they're looking for. So today I hit publish on a new website that I've been working on for several months behind the scenes. So it's still carlybell.com, but it just has a whole new look. And one of the new parts is I have a new logo, and I'm super excited about it. So back here, this is my old logo I made myself a few years ago. Just put some pretty flowers and my name on it, and it was good, which I like, and it's good. But I wanted something a little more crafty, something that when you looked at it, you could tell right away, you know, what I'm into. So, and what I'm about. So my really good friend back from college, her husband is a graphic designer, and I talked with him. I told him a little bit. I didn't know what I was looking for, but I knew I wanted something different, and he came up with a beautiful design, and that's my new logo. And if you go to carlybell.com right now, you can see it. Also, if you were on Facebook or Instagram today, I did post it on there, so I hope y'all like it. I'm really excited about it. I know it's silly little things like that make me happy. So thanks to everyone who's joining us tonight. So yeah, that was my big thing this week, was I got my website published. So also, there is something on my website that you may or may not be interested in if either you are brand new to embroidery and you're in the market for a machine, or if you've been in it for a while and you're in the market for something new, something different, something bigger. I made a free buyer's guide that you can go and download on my website. It's called the Embroidery Machine Buyer's Guide, and it goes through all the machines from the smallest 4x4 machines to the giant 10 needle multi-needle machines. So if that's something you're interested in, you can download that for free on my website. So, oh yeah, I did put my new logo on my YouTube channel. Right. So I just need a new sign now. And Carol, that's going to be your first job when you get your fancy laser wood cutting machine. And I'm hoping she gets this summer. I want her to make me a pretty sign. So, oh, thank you, Carol. She just posted the Sip and Stitch homepage. So I'm still working on, I still need to catch up on all my old Sip and Stitch posts on the website so that you can easily go and find all the past projects. That's my next project to catch up on, and then we'll be good to go. So that's what I wanted to tell you about Buyer's Guide, and that was it. Okay. So, thank you, Star. I'm glad you like it. I love it. I love it, love it. It's so pretty. So, let's see. Let me see if there's a way I could show you real quick. On my computer, so that you don't have to go away from the video. Give me 1 second. Okay. There we go. No, this one doesn't look good. It's weird on, like, when I'm on Chrome browser, the colors look weird. But on Safari, everything's right. So if you see anything wonky, it is new, so I'm sure there's going to be some glitches with it. Just message me or email me and let me know. But let me show you real quick what it looks like. So let me go here. Okay, it's going to look weird for a second. And here. So now you can see this is the new website, and this is my new logo. And if you want that free embroidery machine buyer's guide, you can click here and you can download it. So, but this is the new website. I really like it. It's pretty pretty. I worked hard on it. And so this is the Sip and Stitch. This is to learn about my machines, and this is if you're brand new to embroidery, you can click that. And I tried to put all the things I previously wrote that I thought would be helpful for a brand new person, you know, on where to start. And I don't know why I still have these ads on here. But anyway, all that's there. Let me get back to you. So, hi. That's my shot at still trying to figure out technology. So, okay, so let's get to tonight's project. So tonight's project is a beach towel. And beach towels are fun to put names on, but I thought something to make it even more fun when I saw these particular designs is to put an applique kind of frame and then put the name on top of it. So it allows you to jazz up what might be a really plain beach towel with some pretty fabric. So this is the beach towel I did earlier this week. So if you can see, these are some flamingos, and I have this rainbow fabric in between, and then a little girl's name. So my daughter's friends' birthdays are this week. So I was like, perfect. I can make them beach towels. So this is like my go-to birthday gift for this time of year for kids, is beach towels with names. You know, kids, they love things with their names on, especially when I was a kid, nothing had my name on it, especially the way my name is spelled. So now it's like all the kids get all the names, everything with names on it. So, so this is the beach towel we're doing tonight, but we're going to do a different design because I got these designs from Creative Appliques, and I have the link down below. So she has like 14 different name plates, and flamingos, watermelons, beach balls, surfboards, sand buckets, all kinds of cute stuff. So they have some that are more tailored for little boys and some mermaid tails, like all kinds of cute stuff. So when I showed my daughter, I said, which do you want for this friend and which do you want for this friend? Of course, she wanted different things. So she does have a bundle, so you could get like all 14 of them. And then I'm trying to remember, she always has a free font if you spend over $10. And then if you spend over $10 or $12, you get an extra discount. So I got all of the things for like $13. So it was a pretty good deal. So we did flamingos for Layla. And then tonight we're going to do watermelon for Tula, is her other friend. And I have these rainbow, ombre rainbow beach towels I got from Target. I also have them linked down below. And you see how they go from pink to yellow. So I thought since both of the designs kind of have a lot of pinkish reds in them, I'm going to put the applique on the yellow end so that it stands out more. So that's what we're doing tonight. And thank you. Carol is putting all the links for all the things in the chat for y'all. So, yes. Oh, I see Norma. Thank you so much. Yeah, I saw you joined. So if you didn't hear last time and or see it in my email newsletter, I started a membership kind of club type thing. I'm working with Creative Fabrica. They started a special platform to help support creators and artists and crafters. So to help support people like me who make tutorials for y'all, they started this fans page. So you can join my personal fans page for a monthly fee, and the perks of being on my fans page are you'll get a live sip and stitch, just like what we're doing now, but it'll be private for only the people in the fans group. So then it could be a lot more one-on-one attention for answering questions, and we can do Q&A sessions as well. We also get free embroidery designs and exclusive tutorials, and so I'm trying to make it juicy and good and get all kind of good stuff for it. So if you're interested in that, and thank you to everyone who already signed up, but I have a link for it down below. So, hi Shauna from West Louisiana. I like those purple and gold hearts. So, all right. Cindy said the price was good for those designs. Yeah, the creative applique designs, yes. I couldn't, and I was going to buy two, and then I'm like, probably should get a boy one for the boy cousins' birthdays this summer. And I was like, for all of them, I got literally all the nameplates plus a really pretty font she had that was kind of a script. And my total was $13 and some change. So that's not a bad deal at all. 14 designs and one font. So go check that out. All right, so if everyone is ready to get started, I'm going to show you how we're going to hoop this tonight. Oh, I didn't mention what machine we're doing this on. So as you can see, these beach towels are humongous, right? So is wide. So now if you're doing a small towel, you know, you could do a smaller design, but because I have such big towels, for me, it's best to use my 8x12 hoop on my Ricoma because I can get the longest nameplate so that it kind of stands out. So this design does come in, I think, as little as 4 inches, going by the length, you know, 4 inches, all the way up to, I think, 14 inches. So you can make a really long one depending, it all depends on the hoop size of your machine. So what I'm doing tonight will be on my Ricoma EM-1010 using the giant 8x12 hoop, but at home you can do this on any machine you have. You'll just be limited to whatever hoop size. So if you only have a 5x7 hoop, then that's going to be the biggest nameplate, and then that might look good. Maybe instead of doing it in the center, do it off on the side, so just like be an embellishment in the bottom corner, so it won't look so small, you know, in the middle of the hoop like that. If you just do it on the corner there, it might look better. So that's something to think about if you're working with a 5x7 hoop, or even a 6x10 hoop would probably look good in the middle if you're working with that machine. So, but we'll be doing this on the Ricoma tonight in the giant hoop. So now let me show you how we're going to hoop it, because we're gonna float it. All right, let's see. So this is my new camera angle, so I hope this works. The lighting is not that great on it, but I think it's good enough so y'all could see what's going on. So this is the 8x12 hoop. Let me put this down. And we are going to use tearaway. So I'm just going to float the towel on top of the hoop. If you have fast frames or easy frames, you can also use them. But I'm not a super fan of using sticky tearaway with a towel. Sometimes it comes off nicely, sometimes it doesn't. These towels are not very plush. And it depends on how sticky your sticky tearaway is. But for me personally, I would rather use regular tearaway and then the temporary spray adhesive, so that it's not too tacky. So I'm just going to move this. Let's see. Trying to do things with one hand. Okay. So all I'm doing is just hooping the tearaway. And if you're new, what would we call the technique that I'm using is floating. So that means we're not actually going to float. We're not actually going to hoop the towel. I'm not going to try and get the towel in here. Although I could, because this towel is thin, but it makes it a lot harder to get the placement just right. So to make things easier, we are going to spray this with some adhesive and just lay the towel on top, and I will end up pinning it a little bit in the corners to hold it in place. But these hoops do not come with a grid, and y'all know I'm a big fan of grids. Like, they help me a lot with placement, but they do have some markers here and here, so I'm going to draw some crosshairs on my stabilizer using my favorite water-soluble marker. This is a fabric marker that erases with water, and it also just erases with air in general. Okay, so there's my placement marks. So I'm sorry if this camera is not the best. I don't know if, I thought I did good. Let's see if I turn this light off. Is that any better? Let me know. I think I'd just make it darker. Doot, doot, doot. It doesn't look like it made a difference. I'll turn it back on because it helps me. Okay. So we have our marks, and now I'm going to spray it with some spray adhesive. Okay? So I will put this on the side and now get my towel. Don't need that anymore. So I measured, because I did the other towel, and it is 33 inches wide. But I'm going to use my ruler again so I can find the center. I'm trying while I'm doing that, I'm trying to make sure my ruler is kind of even, because I'm going to see if I can make my own crosshairs on it. I'm going to use my other ruler. Okay, so 33 is 16.5. So I'm just going to put a little mark right there. So that's the center of my towel. You could also fold it in half. I'm a little extra. I like things. I like to use my ruler. So one option now, okay, so now let's think about the design. So if I measure, let me move this. If I measure the flamingos, and you'll have this on your computer with the design, but what I did with the flamingos is I had the center of the design about 4.5, 5 inches up from the bottom. So I'll do that with this one too. So again, so pretty much right where I made my mark. So now I have my mark this way and my mark this way. So I can use I can just draw some crosshairs and just try and keep my ruler straight. Another option is if you have a grid from another hoop from another machine, you can use that. So this is my hoop, my grid from my PE 770 or PE 800 for the 5x12 hoop, which might be a future project because I've never done a split of an applique in this hoop, where I've done applique letters where like a couple letters would be on this side and a couple letters would be on this side, but not where a whole piece of applique had to cover and it would get split in the middle. So this might be a fun project to try on the PE 800 as well to see if we could do it. But this is my grid from that hoop, so use what you have. And this makes it easier for me to look and line up and make sure everything looks good. So I just use my little dots in here to help me make better crosshairs. So that's all I'm doing here. Ta-da! So like that. So now we are going to put this on the hoop. So I put my hoop back. Now, another thing to pay attention to, depending on what kind of machine you have, we're putting this design on the end of the towel. So we got all the rest of this towel to think about being in some sort of way. So on the multi-needle machine, you want this part of the towel to hang off the front. If you're on a flatbed machine, you want it to be going on the outside of the arm, not going towards the inside where your screen is on your machine, right? You want it to go away from that part. So think about all those things. So on my multi-needle, it goes in this way. So I know this is towards the machine, this is away. So that's how I'm putting my towel on it. So just make sure you have your hoop in the right way. And you can always turn your design upside down or however you need to make sure it stitches the right way on your towel. So now I'm just lining up my lines with the lines that are on the stabilizer. And another way you can make sure it's straight is just watch how it falls on this hoop here and make sure that it looks straight. Okay, so that's it. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple pins just to make sure it doesn't pull off when I'm moving it. Let's see, I forgot my pins. Okay. And I'm going to put them way over here where I know that it's not even going to come close to the design. Put one there and one up here. So the design I'm going to do on this one is going to be 12 inches, so it's going to go right to the edges here. My flamingo one I did it with 11, but this one I'm going to do 12 because I get nervous about getting close to the end of the hoop, but the hoop is made so that it can go that far. So we're going to do it. We're going to be brave. So that is that. So now let me check with Carol. Do y'all have any questions so far with hooping and floating, placement, any of those types of things? All right. Hi, Marissa. Oh, Cindy says binder clips work good too. Yes. So that's a good idea. So, yeah, and I see y'all are talking about towels. I've gotten beach towels from Walmart. This one is from Target. I find it's a lot plusher. But it was $10 for this towel, where I think sometimes you could get beach towels for like $6 at Walmart. So it just depends on what you're looking for. But I do like the quality of this one. It's very plush and soft. So yes, and trace, trace, trace. Okay, all right, so now if y'all don't have any questions about that, we're going to switch over to the machine. All I did was open up the design and in Brilliance, typed out the name with the BX font. I think I did change the font that I said I was going to use, though. I listed the link below is this font. It's called Girly Goose. It's really cute. This is what I linked. But when I typed out Tula's name, it had two L's right next to each other. And if you see, these L's are kind of on a slant. And they tut. It didn't look good with the two L's right next to each other. So I switched to another creative applique font that I use for almost everything. I think it's called Twinkle Star. So I'll update that link when the video is done. But it's a font I've used in probably 5 or 6 of the past videos I've done. I really like that font. So that's all I did in Brilliant. So I don't think we need to go over any of that. So I'm just going to show you going straight to the machine and setting it up, okay? All right. So, all right. So the machine is on. I loaded the design already, so now I'm just going to load the hoop. And I'm making sure, I always watch how I load it and make sure I load it the right way because it's easy to get turned around. But this side of the hoop has a little U on the bracket of the hoop. And so I know the U is on this side, so that's how I always know I load it right. So there's the towel. It's on there. And let me get out of here. So don't know if y'all can see. Oh, my arm is in the way. Oh, no, it's not anymore. And then I don't know if the light helps y'all or doesn't help y'all. I know sometimes the light can be too bright thank you, Carol. I see you you uploaded the font. The light can sometimes make it harder for y'all to see, so just let me know if that's the case. And I know the screen is probably not very visible either, but it has the design on there loaded, and I already have the design turned upside down because remember, the rest of our towel is down here, and we want the name to face just like Layla's towel. So what is next is in Brilliance, let's see, too bright, yep, too bright, turn it off. Okay, the hoop I'm using, Mandy, is an 8x12 hoop. That is the biggest hoop that the Ricoma EM-1010 has. So in Brilliance, it tells me all the steps of the design, and what I do is I write them down on a notepad of what needle I want for those steps based on what colors I have loaded back here. So whenever you are getting ready for a design on here, you pick out your colors, you have them loaded on the back of the machine and have it threaded. You load your design, you pick which hoop, which I did that already. And so the next step would be to tell the machine what needle to use for each step of the design. So the first 6 steps are all applique, which when you're doing applique, it really doesn't matter what color thread you're using when the final stitch is a satin stitch. This particular design, it is a zigzag stitch, so it's like a loose satin. So if you use a really bright colored thread for your tack down, you use a white for your zigzag, you might see that tack down stitch underneath. So keep that in mind when you're doing this design. So I'm going to use white for everything so that it is subtle underneath that zigzag stitch. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to tell the machine which needle for which steps. So I'm doing white for the first 6 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And white is on my 5th needle, so that's why I have 5. Okay, the next step is the frame, which I'm going to do in a light blue. Then the watermelon, which I'll do in a bright pink. I didn't show y'all my fabric either. Then the green of the watermelon is 10. Then I'm do the seeds in black, and I'm going to do the name in black. So that's all the steps with all the colors. But something else we have to keep in mind is because this is a multi-needle, it's automatically going to jump from color to color, right? We have to tell the machine to stop for the applique steps. So for every step where I have my white thread for the applique, I'm pressing a button that says F for front, and it stops the machine and it moves the hoop forward. So if you needed to trim, you could do that. So I'm adding that step to all of my applique steps. But then all the rest, where it's just going to change color, then it just goes by itself and I don't need to do anything, right? It's going to change from color to color for the watermelon, the name, the green part of the watermelon, the frame. So we'll do all that part by itself. So I'm going to hit OK. All right, so I have everything set up. So the last thing I do is trace. So I have to lock the machine to do that. And then what it's going to do is it's going to push over to the 1 needle. So right now it's on the 5 needle. That's the center. And I can see kind of that it's not on my mark. So I could actually move it. And whatever needle it's on, you'll be able to pull that presser foot down to really get an idea of where the needle's going to fall. All these other ones, I can't pull the presser foot down. I can only pull it that far. The needle that it's on, which in this case is 5, I could pull it down. So I'm just going to move this a little bit and make sure that my center mark is right where I want it to be. Okay, so that looks right. Okay, so now when I hit trace, it's going to shift over and work on needle 1. And then I can pull the presser foot for needle 1 down and follow it around and make sure it doesn't hit the hoop anywhere. Okay, so there we go. Yeah. I can't see because the towel's covering the hoop, but I'm almost positive it's not even close to that plastic. So I'm going to put my finger on the plastic here and I'm going to trace again. Yeah, not even close. And then I could feel the plastic here. Yep, not even close. Okay, so now I feel safe about doing my 12-inch design on my 12-inch hoop, which should never be a problem, but I'm just paranoid. Always double check. I mean, machines like this, you don't want to mess up anything over something silly. So as Carol says, trace, 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 always trace. So I see it there. Now everything is ready to go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stitch 3 sets of applique. We have the nameplate, we have the red pink color of the watermelon, and then we have the green rind part of the watermelon. So I'm going to hit start. It's going to switch back to needle number 5, which has the white thread. And I'm trying to remember what goes first. I think the nameplate. And it's doing it in a white thread, so y'all won't be able to see it that well, but I can see it. And see, that's the nameplate. Okay, so that is done. So I didn't show y'all my fabrics. So let me show you now. I didn't want to show you on this camera, but these are my fabrics I picked. I did a real fun rainbow on Layla's flamingo towel, so I found this one. And because it didn't have any red in it, I couldn't find a good color, a good pattern I liked that had red. So we're doing a bright pink watermelon, which I think goes better with this towel anyway, since the other end of it is this bright pink color. So these are the fabrics we're using. So now what I'm going to do, my nameplate's going in this. So I am going to cut a piece that's going to be a little bit bigger than this area that's stitched out. I'm not sure if you can see it good. And then, you know, remember, this is going, you know, this is your nameplate. When you're working with patterned fabric, take into account which way you want your pattern to go. You know, I don't think it would look as good that way. I think it would look good that way. And I think it would look good with the triangles going up, maybe rather than going down. So stupid stuff like that you can think about when you are doing your fabric for applique, if it's a pattern. So here I could see that's a little bit wider than my design. This is a little bit taller. So now I'm just cutting this, and then we have another step to do. I'm going to take you over to the other camera, and also I need someone to remind me to unplug my iron when I'm done with this step, because y'all know I have bad luck with this. Here's my little iron. I have it turned on. So where was I? I was cutting this. So this is my piece that will fit nicely on my nameplate. And I did take this out. And I think everything except the green, this fabric and this fabric I got from All Stitched Up by Angela. This one I think somebody gave, no, this is from Joann's, I think. This green one's from Joann's, yeah. I got this a long time ago from Mardi Gras. But these two I just got recently. I got a whole giant order from her, and I stopped at her new store in Slidell, and it was beautiful, and I could spend all my money there. But anyway, so we have our piece, and now we need to put heat and bond on the back of it, and this is going to help it from puckering up from the towel after it gets washed. So I am just going to cut a piece . Let me go back to YouTube to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Yes, so as y'all see, I'm sure Carol is taking note of all of your questions for me, and she is going to copy them down, and then when I ask, you know, when I have a minute to look at the screen, she's going to put all your questions in capital letters so that I can see them easily and start answering questions. So just go ahead and write them, you know, regular lowercase, and she's going to take note of them and put them in all caps when I'm ready to answer questions. So this is Heat and Bond Light. You do not want to use Heat and Bond Ultra. It's important that the light won't gum up your needle like Ultra will. So I'm putting that, I'm letting that peel off. And we have a few applique steps. I think I could leave my iron on because the machine's not going super fast. I think that's when it freaks out, when the machine's going super fast and the iron is on. Too much power. Okay, so I have my piece. What I said, I think I like the triangles going up. So I put that here. It's covering up my placement stitch nicely. And then I hit start. So you see how it pulled the frame out? That's what it's called, frame out. So now it's going to go back in, staying on the white thread, and it's going to tack down this. All right, so now the frame is going to pop out, and what's nice about this is that now that it's popped out, I can trim it while it's on here. I don't have to take it off. So this is one thing I really like about this machine versus, I have a Persona machine. It's a single needle, but it's a free arm like this one. So it's really nice and easy to hoop things. but the persona doesn't pop out like this one. I really like this feature. But sometimes depends on, this is a super simple applique to trim. Sometimes if it's a little more, let me come on this side. Detailed, I still end up taking it off so that I can get on top of it and turn the frame around and everything. Okay, so that is done. Now it's going to stitch the, I think, the placement for the watermelon. No, maybe. What's it gonna do next? Let's see, I'm gonna pause it. I see this happens sometimes. Some of the threads, you see this, I don't know if you could see that, this thread is hanging down. It didn't really get caught up. It's supposed to get pulled back in this bar, but sometimes it falls out. So like when it's done with a thread, it cuts it and it tucks it back here, but sometimes they fall out. So, okay. There we go. So now it's doing that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it on there, and I'll just hold the fabric up to it. I love this one. What is this called? Andover. I got this fabric in like tons of colors. I love it. So it has cute little X's. So I'm going to cut piece, and then I'll just make them even. Let me go back over here. All right, so, and then I think I can guesstimate the green of the rind of the watermelon off of this. Okay, so that's my inner part of the watermelon. I'm guessing the rind will be as wide, but probably not. I probably don't need it that big, but I'm just kind of guesstimating so that I don't have to stop and do heat and bond again. I usually like to have all my heat and bond done before, but I was running behind today. Oops. Okay. So I see Cindy. So Cindy just asked, "Where's my girls?" It's quiet in here, huh? So girls are with their daddy, and we all need to give daddy a round of applause because today was his last day of nurse anesthetist school, and I could not be prouder of this man. Could not be prouder of him. He's been in school for the past 3 years, and he has been studying his behind off, working his behind off, and we're so excited to see the light at the end of the tunnel now. So he took his last final today, and he went and celebrated, and he got home, went and celebrated with his classmates, and got home just in time to help me with the girls so I could do my video. So that was super sweet of him because today is his special day. So super duper 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 proud. But that's where the girls are. They're with him. I know they went and ride bikes, but I think they got back. Okay, so that's one. But yes, I'm so excited for him to be done with school and actually be here and help me with the kids. I always pick on him, but no, he helps me a lot. But I'm excited that he won't have to study all the time while he's here, and we can enjoy ourselves on the weekends. So that's going to be nice. I'm just playing Tetris with my heat and bond here. I save all these little pieces and do it with other things later. and I may be a weirdo for the way I do this, but to me it's I get the most use out of my stuff. I guess because I'm cheap, I don't know. That I don't just do random pieces. I always make sure everything fits. So this is just me being extra. Okay, so these are all my pieces. Now I could heat and bind. I can iron all of them, and then we're done with the appliques, and then it's just stitching after that, guys. Trim, and we're going to do one more step where we're going to iron. We're going to use this little mini iron to iron the fabric on the towel in the hoop. That's what's great about this mini iron, is you can use it while your stuff is still in the hoop, and you'll see how much better your appliques come out when you do that. So these are all done, and now we can go back to the machine and use those. Let's hope my battery on my camera stays good tonight, because you know I was supposed to order that special battery and I forgot. And I realized it today. I was like, man, I should have bought it. Okay, so it's going to do it all in one step. So I just put both of my pieces of fabric, making sure that it's covering all the placement stitch. And because it's a pattern, I want to make sure that, you know, one's not this way and the other one's straight, so I'm trying to keep them looking the same. They look like X's. Okay, so now I'm going to hit start. And it's going to tack down the watermelon. Right, and now I'll go to the other side. Ooh, I did a good job getting it right below the white of the servage of the selvage of the fabric. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is gonna pop out, and I'm just gonna leave it on here and trim it. I like these colors. I thought for sure I was going to do red, and then I couldn't find a fabric for the name plate that I liked, but I really like how this came out. And if you don't know, I'm using my favorite applique scissors. They're these little tweezer. I think they're called iris scissors. These are my favorite. However, I did have someone recently comment on YouTube that they bought some and they were not good. That maybe the manufacturer changed them, or they're using something different, or whoever was shipping them is now shipping a different brand. So we need to be on the hunt for a new pair of these scissors that work just as good as mine. Okay, so now all that's left, so we're going to go ahead and hit start. It's going to stitch the placement for the green. Unplugging my iron? Yeah, I'm unplugging my iron just to be safe. I'll plug it back in. Okay, and then we'll do, after the green is stitched and trimmed, we'll iron it, and then we're going to put, I'm going to go ahead and put some water-soluble topper to help it come out, the stitching come out a little nicer. All right, and don't forget to sip. Sorry if you can hear me sip with the microphone. Okay, so here's my green pieces. Placing those down and stitching. I love this machine. It's so cool. So the cool thing about multi-needles is that you can, like, once we're done with trimming, we can walk away. Like, it's going to do all the rest by itself. We don't have to change threads. We don't need to babysit it. It does it on its own. But I get so mesmerized by how cool it is that I end up just sitting and watching it anyway. So, my watch is telling me to stand. Really? I'm currently standing. It's so silly. Okay. So now, so sometimes it's a little awkward to get in here and trim everything without taking it off. Actually, I should take it off anyway because I need to iron it. Okay, so I'm gonna take it off. All right, let's switch over to this camera. So, all right. Oops, don't step on it. Okay, there we go. Move this over. Y'all could see that, I think. Let me turn my iron back on. So I'll finish trimming this. I barely got that corner right. Okay, so we were talking about we might use some topper on here. I did it with Layla with the other towel and it came out good. So now you see the fabric is here, and you can see, like, when I push it around my fabric, it can kind of bubble up, right? And the point of the heat and bond is to keep it to where it's nice and flush. And I like to press the fabric, the applique fabric, before we do the last stitch, the last step that's going to frame it in and cover the raw edges. Usually it's a satin stitch, but this one is a zigzag stitch. Zigzag stitch probably won't matter much on the towel. Like a satin stitch, one edge of the column of the satin will sink into the plush of the towel, and it won't look as nice and smooth. So water soluble topper always helps with getting your stitches to look a lot nicer. Something else I forgot I wanted to do before. So we can see my placement stitch through the fabric. Sometimes I'll go before I do my applique and I'll erase it, but it'll still go through the fabric and erase it underneath. Also, it will be gone by tomorrow, just because it erases over time just with air. Okay, so that is pressed, and what's next? I'm gonna put some topper on there. So, and I'll use my pins to keep it on there. So I'm just taking some topper. It'll just have the edges of the design, and it'll really, the name will look nice too, because the name is a bold satin, so it will be a nice finish. So I'm just gonna pin it on the two edges just so that it doesn't, sometimes it gathers while it's stitching, it'll pull in. So I picked black for the name for this one because we are going to have the black watermelon seed, so I think it'll be okay, and the black will pop on this patterned fabric, so her name will be in black. All right, so let's go back. And then while that's stitching all the last pieces, I don't know if y'all want to watch it, but then I can answer questions while y'all watch it. Okay, make sure that's clipped in good. Sorry, you're getting a view of my arm. Make sure all that's good. And that's all, folks. Machine does the rest. Okay, taking a sip. Okay, so the first is it's doing the name frame, and I picked a pretty sky blue, kind of like the one in the fabric for that. And I don't know if you could tell, but it's like it's a zigzag stitch, so it's like a really loose satin, so that you could see in between the stitches. Well, you could see here the water-soluble topper gathering a little bit, but it's no big deal because it all goes away with water. Okay. So, any questions, ladies? And gentlemen. Squad. All right. I'm just picking up stuff on my craft table. So, yeah, see y'all talking about water soluble topper. You probably could get away without it with this one, but if you've known me for any amount of time, I'm a fan of using topper on almost everything. Like almost everything. Uh-oh. Oh, the camera's still good. Okay. So Terry wants to know what size font I'm using for Twinkle. So because this particular design, the way the watermelon cuts into the name frame more than what the flamingos did, let me click on it. I think I used 1.5. Yes, I used 1.5 inch tall. And I think I ended up shrinking it this way because it was still like gonna go over the watermelon. I ended up smushing it this way so that the name stayed on the pattern fabric and didn't go into the watermelon. All right. Candy wants to know how hard is it to thread the Ricoma since it doesn't have a threader. It is not bad. So the machine came pre-threaded. So so you see how my spools are here? They just had a long piece of thread and it was all tied in the back. I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing. But it came pre-threaded. So all I had to do was put my cones and I tied them to the thread they had on there. And I pulled them through. So that's the threading part. Now I know you're talking, it doesn't have an auto threader, so it won't thread the needle for you. And for me, it's not hard at all. I turn on that bright light and I use these awesome tweezers that they included, and it comes with a toolbox. And I use these tweezers and I'm able to just put the thread right in the needle, pull it out, pull it through the bottom of the presser foot, and it's no problem. But what's nice is that you're really not threading it often at all because I have the 10 colors I have on there. Like I just change out 1 or 2 sometimes depending on what the design is that I'm doing. Like all those colors on there, except I think I changed out 2 of them for the beach towels. What I did before that was this design. So I'm kind of using the same colors all the time, so I'm not having to rethread all the time. So it just depends on what you're working with. But this is an example of a nice project to do on a multi-needle because that's a pain in the butt to change all those threads. This had 11 or 12 different, it had 10 colors, but because it had to stitch green and then stitch one and then go back to green for some of them, it had several thread changes. Tamara wants to know how much the Ricoma is. So the model that I have is, I think around, the final price is $9,360. But what it is it's $130 a month, and they offer 0% financing. So, and that package includes everything you need. It includes the stand. It includes 4 of the hoops. It includes the cap driver so that you could do structured hats. So we did this hat on the Persona, but you could do this on the Ricoma, and this is the contraption that you hoop the hat with. It comes with 2 of these. So you can have one hat stitching, and then you could have another hat hooped and ready to change out if you have to do multiple hats. So it comes with that. It comes with digitizing software called Ricoma, which is really cool, and I've been learning more and more how to play with it. And it comes with, they gave me a whole thread pack of Madeira thread and a whole stabilizer sampler pack. So I think that was everything. Okie dokie. Thank you, Carol. If you have time at the end, Candy would love to see you thread one needle. Yeah. I actually show in my Ricoma unboxing and setup video, I show the whole threading process, the threading the needle, and up close with a good camera angle, because I might not give that to you tonight. Yes, holy thread changes, Candy. Let's see. Leslie wants to know that flower font you just showed. Totally forgot the name of it. So I have it posted on my Facebook page. It's from an Etsy shop. I think the Etsy is Broider, like B-R-O-I-D-E-R. He or she has beautiful designs, and if you follow them on Facebook, they give away free designs like once a month. So I have a link for their Etsy shop. Is on my Facebook page. Let's see. Is there an image for each step that the Ricoma is stitching, or only for the entire design? So when you're talking about the design on the screen, no, it's showing the whole design. But if you can, I don't know if you can see the design machine closely, but it has a cursor on what part it's at, and it changes the color. So like all those watermelon seeds are light gray, and once they're stitched, they are like a light red. So it's showing right where it is. It jumped to that one, and it shows what already has been stitched and what is to be stitched next. But no, it doesn't show a preview panel of that particular step. So I always have my computer up or a printout of the design so that I know color steps. Oh goodness, Elise is banging on the door. Okay, Chantel wants to know if you have a flatbed or a table for the Ricoma. No, I do not. That might be something I should get in the future, because I think having a table would help support bigger things. You know, because I have something called a support bar for my Persona, which is a free arm, and that's helpful for big things. I think I need the wide angled table. Oh my goodness, my children are trying to bang down the door. Hold on one second. Can I help you? Wait, Okay, lots of cords. Okay, so watch where you walk. Okay. You want to tell everybody hi? Okay. Hold on, let me hold you.
No, hug.
Hug. Look, we're making Tula a birthday towel.
She don't want a towel, Mommy.
She does. Okay, look, I can't carry you right here. Walk.
No.
Watch
She
the hot
doesn't.
iron. Okay.
She doesn't want a towel. She hates towels.
Oh, Elise.
Well, I don't want a towel for my birthday.
I'm not making you a towel. Come here. You want to tell everybody hi? Come. Okay. Ugh. Look at that camera right there. You say hi?
Hi.
Say happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Okay, go play. Can you squeeze through that way?
Tablet.
Tablet? Let me find my tablet. I think Abigail has it.
Oh, no.
Go see, Abigail has it. Watch where you walk. Okay, we'll go tell Abby. Okay, as hard as I try to keep her out, she comes banging away in. Okay. Oh, I should have told her to, please give this video a thumbs up. That's what she said. That's usually what she says. Thank you, Candy. Alright. So, any more questions. Oh, I see y'all talking about the table. So I would like to get the table for the persona too. I'd like to get that free motion quilting kit, even though I say I'm gonna do all these things I probably will never get to. I want to learn how to quilt. Oh yeah, so we were talking about the floral font. Okay, be prepared for sticker shock. Wait, my dog's trying to get out my craft farm. Come on, Oz. Be prepared for sticker shock with those floral fonts. To buy the entire alphabet is $50. However, I just bought the letter A, which was $3. Much better price point. But it is beautiful and intricate, and I could see why it costs so much money. But you may not need the whole alphabet. You may just need to get a few letters and save yourself some money. So we are just stitching the name, and it looks really cute. I'm excited. I think they're gonna like it. I wish I could have got it done before. I just found out they're going to the beach tomorrow. I don't know if we're gonna see him in the morning to give it to him. It'd have been good to give her birthday present before she goes to the beach. Oh, Leslie must have just heard how much the floral alphabet cost. Thank you, so creative. I'm always, you should see the pile of fabric that is on the floor in my room right now that I went through to figure out what I wanted to use tonight. You should see the pile that I played around with to get what I wanted. But thank you. It's just a lot of playing with it. I see I'm in a lot of Facebook groups for digitizers that like have their own shops, like Applique Alley and Embroidery Boutique and all of them, you know, all the places that I love, and people that have Etsy shops that sell you know, children's clothing with their designs. They always post them in those Facebook groups, and I always admire their fabric choices as well. Like some people have a real beautiful fabric combination for a lot of those designs. It makes the designs really pop. So yes, I see Brenda says there's a whole set for $18 for the applique, for the floral alphabet. Okay. I'll have to look for it. So you see how Tula's name has two L's? So when I was using that girly goose, I like the twinkle star font that we're using on this towel because it does look good without having the letters connected. So then I don't have to worry about smushing those L's together. With that girly goose font, it looked better when all the letters were connected. Yes. Okay, Brenda, you're gonna have to show me the set of florals for $18 because yeah, I saw that there were some that were cheaper. I really zoomed into the picture and looked. I looked for ones that had a example of the stitch out, and so I could see up, like on this one, they have an up close shot of the stitch out, and you can see how nicely it stitches out, and that's what I was looking for. That's why I was drawn to the one that I bought. Oh, and Shauna has a really good point, and you know I love me some painter's tape. Instead of using pins for the water soluble topper, you can use painter's tape to hold it in place. Yes, that is a great point. So Marissa's saying that she needs to learn how to add names to designs. So Marissa, go in the Facebook group in the guide section. I have a video on how to add a name to a design using the BX fonts. It's super, super easy. Okay, we are done stitching. So I'm going to switch to the overhead so you can see me clean it up. And I'm sure this camera, the battery is going dead, so we're going to turn it off in case I do need it again. The camera that was showing you the machine is my smaller camera that the battery doesn't last as long. Okay, so there is our design. Sorry for my messy craft table. But yeah, y'all could see this bib. It's gorgeous. It really is gorgeous. I love it. So I need to make one for my niece, who was born several months ago, that I've been meaning to make a baby present for. So I need to buy the B for her name so I can make her some things. So you can see the water-soluble topper just tears off. However, this is a zigzag stitch, so it is kind of still in the zig and the zag. And I'm going to use some water. My nails don't get this stuff anymore. I can't pull things like I used to be able to. So I'm going to use my scissors. Now I can pull it. So just kind of pull away as much of this as you can. And then we can use a spray bottle to get all those little tiny pieces that we couldn't get. Oh, also my tweezers work really good. I always forget about my tweezers. So I'm just pulling that out. And I like the black because it I'm glad the watermelon and seeds in black made the name not look funny being all colorful and had a black name. I like the way that came out. Let me go back. Okay. Okay, thank you, Brenda. Candy wants to know if you've had to thread the needles from start to finish on the Ricoma. I have been lucky. I have been very lucky, Candy, and I'm gonna knock on wood that I stay that lucky. However, if the day does come that my luck runs out, I have a beautiful video tutorial on my Ricoma customer portal that shows me from start to finish how to thread the machine that I can always go and rewatch. So when you get a Ricoma, it comes with training. So they sent me like 8 or 10 videos to watch before my machine even came in, and showed me everything what to expect and how to set it up. And then I had live training with a Ricoma teacher. I need more water in my water bottle. Let's see, I think I have water in my work bag. Let's see. So they send you these pre-recorded videos where you this is my water bottle from work today, so I don't have to go to the bathroom and fill this up. Look at that. So they send you pre-recorded videos, and then you have a live training with a Ricoma teacher, and they walk you through everything, and you know, definitely learn a lot, but then you got to practice, you know. So then if you practice and you're still unsure, you can go do the live training again. You could do it as many times as you want to. And then you also can email them whenever. They have 7-day support. So anytime I have a question about anything, I can email them, you can call them, or you can sign up for another training. All that's included with your machine. And then I am a Ricoma ambassador now, and I have a referral link, so we could still see this. I have a referral link, so if you buy your machine through me, use my link, you'll get $100 off your purchase. And even though Ricoma gives you free training, I want to give you additional support for anything you might need. So I have a special Facebook group for Ricoma owners, just like I do my Persona one, and then we'll do some live trainings in there too, whenever people want anything particular. We you know, we have discussion in there when people need help and all kinds of things. So those are things to think about if you are interested in that machine. So I'm just using my Tide pen here to erase my placement marks. And it went through the fabric to where I was able to get it out. And I got most of the water soluble topper. I feel like they still have some in that zigzag. I think it built up there. So it's definitely up to you if you want to use topper. I'm a fan of it. I use it all the time. But some people prefer just to use it if they were doing a satin stitch on a plush towel, like the zigzag stitch might not have been important. So it's just up to you, whatever you feel. It definitely never hurts to use it. So now I'm going to take these pins out, and this is on tear away. So you're going to tear away. Boom. Boom. Okay, so there's the back. Now, this is me, and surprisingly for how extra I am with a lot of things, I'm not extra about the back of embroidery. I totally leave this alone. I'm not trimming those threads. I'm not pulling out this tearaway. I'm leaving all that there. So that is a preference. You know, you can do what you want. All this tearaway can be pulled out. Just like we pulled all of the water soluble topper out of the front, all this tearaway can be pulled out from the back. But I personally don't think it's necessary, so I just leave it. So that is it. We are done. So I don't know how good of a shot I can give you from this way, but oh, thank you, Linda, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so here is, try and fold it a little bit. I really like this design. Look how cute. Super cute. And then when the towel is all out, I don't know if you're going to be able to see all of this, but we got that cute design with all of these colors. When it's laid out on the ground, it's going to look super duper cute. So I really like it. Heat and Bond light. What are we talking about? Light, light, light. All right. Oh, I see. Lucky Lucy asked about it. Yes, always get light. They do make other heat and bonds, and one in particular is called Ultra. And you don't want to use that on a sewing or embroidery machine because the adhesive on it is so good that it's going to gum up your needle. So, okay, I'm trying to fold this so it looks half decent. Ta-da! So, how do y'all like it? Thank you, Sandra. So, I think this came out cute. I'm a huge fan of these designs, so thank you, Dawn at Creative Appliques. I love your work. And then if for y'all that missed the beginning or tuned in later, this is the one I made earlier in the week. Oops, let me put them side by side. So the flamingo one I made earlier this week, and then the watermelon was for tonight. So I love the fabric. So yes, if you ever need very pretty fabric, check out All Stitched Up by Angela. Another one of my favorites. So thank y'all. I'm glad y'all like them. Cindy said she saw I'm gonna be, oh yeah, that was something I wanted to tell you. Okay, so she's talking about Sewing Machines Plus. So all of my Sip and Stitch squad, Sewing Machines Plus is having a online live kind of convention conference fest. It's called Hoop Fest. So because of COVID and we can't have our live conventions and things like we normally do, they're doing it all online. So it's going to be like for 6 days. He's going to be live every day and demonstrating. He's going to have people from Brother, people from Janome, people from Baby Lock, people from SWF, Bernina, all demonstrating all their machines. And then he's going to have education courses in between all those machine demonstrations. So I'm going to be one of the educators, and I'm going to show applique. As you can see, it's something I really enjoy. So my class is going to be on appliques, and I forget what day I'm teaching. I want to say it's on a Thursday. But so y'all check out that. But what I want from a Sip and Stitch squad is he's having an embroidery contest. So you can take pictures of your work. So if you created something really pretty, I think you can enter 2 items. So there are some rules with what kind of pictures they want, like how many and what direction they want you to take the pictures. But take pictures of your work and submit it into the embroidery contest, and they're going to be giving away all kinds of stuff. So I don't remember what the winner of the embroidery contest wins, but here are the things I know he's giving away. Whether it be you enter the contest, there's just a plain sign up. Anyone can sign up for the giveaway, and then I think during the Hoop Fest for the lives, if you comment and like, you're entered to win something else. So the big thing he's giving away is a dream studio with $25,000 worth of equipment and things you need for your craft to make yourself a dream craft studio. So embroidery machines, sewing machines, all the things that you would need, probably supplies to go with it. So enter to win that. That is just anybody can enter. Then he's giving away a 12 needle SWF embroidery machine. And that, I don't remember if that's the winner of the embroidery contest or if that's something that you enter too. So I can't remember what the embroidery contest winner is. It might be the 12 needle machine. So go check that out. That is on Sew Machines Plus website. You can see Hoop Fest. And then shout out to one of the other presenters is my good friend Amber at Bingham Bliss. She's going to be teaching on Hoop Fest. I think she's on the last day, and she's going to be talking about how to make money with embroidery. So she's going to talk about her Etsy shop and how she made a small business with it. So I'm just noticing my microphone fell down, so I hope y'all can still hear me. So that is all super exciting. So y'all stay tuned for that. And that is in June 14th. Let me look at my calendar. June 14th is a Monday through the 19th is Saturday. That is when Hoop Fest is going to be. So I think it would be super awesome if one of y'all won the embroidery contest and the Dream Studio giveaway. So go enter. Because I know the last time I was on one of his live shows, because like every live show he gives away something. He gives away a sewing machine or the sewing mats or some supplies. And the last time I was on his live show, like 5 members of the Sip and Stitch squad won something, and it was awesome. So, okay, I saw somebody asked about shipping. So the Ricoma, I'm pretty sure when you use my link, you get free shipping on your Ricoma. I'm pretty sure that comes with it. That is something. So my referral link, it brings you to a page that you have to fill out a form. So you put your name, your phone number, and your email, and someone from Ricoma will contact you. And they will answer any questions you have. They'll tell you about pricing, tell you about financing, and that's when you ask if you can get free shipping with using my link. Candy, don't tell me that. June's just 1 month away. Yeah, normal won 8 bags. I know a lot of y'all. I know several people in the Facebook group won sewing machines, and then lots of y'all won bags, sewing mats. He was giving away this cute mask and face shield thing once. So it was so fun to see people's names that I knew, and I was like, yay, they won. Let's see. All right, so do y'all have any more questions for me tonight? Where am I? Ooh, only an hour and a half. Pretty good for this project. If you're doing it at home by yourself and not listening to me ramble, probably take you less than 20 minutes. All right, B Cobbler wants to know, is it Facebook or YouTube? If you're talking about Hoop Fest, it's on both. So follow Sew Machines Plus on YouTube and follow them on Facebook too, but it's on both of them. Linda wants to know if I washed my towels first. No, I didn't. I just cut the tag off and started stitching. Kathy saying she's thinking about getting a multi-needle and just don't know which one. My only experience is with the Ricoma multi-needle, and I have thoroughly enjoyed having it. Brother makes wonderful multi-needles, however they are a bit more expensive. They do have some bells and whistles that come on them, and I think that's why the charge is so much higher. But my only experience has been with Ricoma as far as multi-needle goes, and I've loved it. Yeah, Shauna won a sewing mat. Yay! Let's see. Karen asked me if I've done any subli. You mean sublimation, Karen? My printer is still in the box on the floor. I've still not done it because I don't want to open it up until I have time to film a video opening up. And as y'all know, the only time I have to do videos is when I tell my family I'm doing a video on Friday night, and that seems to be the only time I get it done. So, yeah, so I haven't done it yet. We'll see. We're finally done with dance competition. So every weekend for this past month, I brought my older daughter to a dance competition, and most of them have been out of town. So this coming weekend is the first weekend where we don't have a dance competition, but I do have another family event to go to, so we're still busy. Maybe next weekend. So my birthday is next week. I'm going to be 29, and I'm lying my behind off. I'm getting closer and closer to 40 as we speak. No, I'm going to be 38 next week. And maybe for my birthday, I can ask for some time off so I can do my sublimation printer and have tacos and margaritas with it. So, all right. So thank you. Delry says, what is Hoop Fest? Hoop Fest is going to be an online virtual embroidery event on Sewing Machines Plus, Facebook and YouTube. And it's going to show you all the different kinds of embroidery machines, and they're going to have all different kinds of educational segments to teach you all about embroidery throughout the week. And I'll be teaching Applique, I think, on a Thursday of Hoop Fest. Thank you. 29 and holding. Yes, that's what we're going for. So, all right. Do we have anything else y'all want to talk about tonight? I think I went over everything I wanted to do. Told y'all about the website. I'm so excited about the website. In honor of your birthday, I'm going to eat 39 M&Ms. Sounds like a deal, Carol. Thank you, Wendy. Okay, next sip and stitch. I could do the unboxing. That is a good idea. That's a good idea. Maybe we can do that. Yeah, so I haven't planned out my next sip and stitch. I do know we are going to do a sip and stitch in the fans membership club. I put a poll in there to ask people when they wanted to do it. So it's going to be in a week or two. We're going to do our fans private sip and stitch. And I think for that, we're going to do, I have a garden flag that I bought at All Stitched Up by Angela that I showed them. So we might do that. And then so for sip and stitch for YouTube, I don't know what we're going to do. Y'all have to tell me what y'all want to do. I've been so focused on getting that website published, I haven't thought ahead of what's next. Mrs. Parker wants to know, is there a repositionable hoop for magnetic hoops? I don't know of one off the top of my head, but I mean, it's possible, but I don't know of one off the top of my head. I want to say I've seen something like, but I want to say it's for the Brother, either Persona or the 6 or 10 needle. I want to say they have something, and it's kind of like that border hoop frame for those of y'all that bought the Persona last December and y'all got that as a free gift. That's kind of a repositionable frame. I don't know if it's magnetic though, so that I would have to look into, Miss Parker. I'm not sure. Everybody's asking, so yeah, thank you. So see Carol's post there, she's talking about what Hoop Fest is. It's an online virtual embroidery event that Sewing Machines Plus is holding on their Facebook Live and YouTube Live. All right, Tina from T-Scrap says, Brother has a magnetic repositionable hoop for quilting. That's what I was thinking. And they probably have it for like their dream machine and stuff too, the big giant flatbeds. I want to say I've maybe seen that before. So, all right, Carol, did you get your risers finished? I want to say you did. You sent a bunch of pictures. Did everybody order risers last week 2 weeks ago for the last sip and stitch? So, all right, guys. Well, I think that's it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed the project of the applique towel, and y'all can make all y'all kids and grandkids and friends. These are also great for Etsy shops to make these for all the kids for the summer. Jan wants to know if I've used Mylar in a design. No, but I really want to. And every time I go to the craft store, I forget to buy some. So I need to write a note in my phone to go look for it. I want to say I looked for it before at Joann's and they didn't have it. Somebody told me it's at Hobby Lobby, but I don't know where to go look exactly. But it's been a long time since I've been to Hobby Lobby. I need to keep myself out of there because I spend all my money. But Mylar is a really cool item to use for stitching, and that would be a really fun sip and stitch project. We should do that. Okay, I have to find Mylar. That's going to be, let me write that down. That would be a great project. I saw someone in the Facebook group used lace to fill in an applique, and I absolutely loved it. It was beautiful, and that was a great idea. It was for it was like a Mrs. applique, and she filled in Mrs. with white lace, and I loved it. So that would be a fun project too. Awesome, Carol. Yay! Yes, Jenny, I think I remember you telling me that. Summer hats, straw hats, bucket hats for kids, those are all great ideas too. And I know, Jenny, I think you also asked about a visor, so I'm working on that to figure that out, because I know that's going to be complicated on the cap driver, because the visor is just so small and we need to get that design in that little area as close to the brim as possible. I'm thinking we might not be able to use the cap driver for it, but I'm working on that for you, Jenny, to figure that out. Thread for the Ricoma. Right now I have mostly exquisite thread on there, but I have a variety of thread now. I've always been an exquisite brand. That's all what I've bought. I've recently been given several other brands though that have worked great too. I got a whole set of Madeira that came with the Ricoma, and then I got a whole set of Brother, I think it's Pace Setter, brand thread that came with my NQ 3600D. It was frozen themed thread set, and it's beautiful. So I have a lot of thread now. Thank you, Carol. Amazon has Mylar. You know I love me some Amazon. I'm looking on there tonight. Okay. All right, so I think that's it for tonight, guys. So thank you so much for joining in. I really appreciate it. If you did enjoy tonight's video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. For more information on everything going on in my craft room, you can visit my brand spanking new website, carlybell.com. Come visit us in our Facebook group, which is linked down below. And for some extra tutorials, designs, and a private sip and stitch, you can come join my Creative Fabrica fans membership page. So I hope to see you all next time. We'll be back the next time we'll be back is Friday, May 14th, and I will be a whole year older. And I don't know what we're doing yet, but as soon as I figure it out, I will post it on the Sip and Stitch homepage, which is on my website, and of course on Facebook and Instagram and all those good places. So thank you all so much for joining me tonight, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all, and I hope you have a great weekend and a great week ahead. Bye.